Lights, camera, review.
Based on Stephen King's first novel, Carrie is a 1976 film about a shy and introverted high school girl with telekinesis powers. After being invited to the prom, Carrie stands up to her domineering and over-religious mother and attempts to show everyone who she really is. Carrie is what started it all for Stephen King, my favorite horror author. I couldn't put the book down when I first read it. Released in 1976, Carrie is a chilling horror film attributed with powerful performances, innovative technical elements, and a message on the consequences of bullying. Sissy Spacek was so committed to playing Carrie that she remained in the pig's blood, aka Carol syrup, for 3 days to avoid continuity errors. Carrie has been tormented her whole life. Spacek does an outstanding job with Carrie, grasping her broken mind, and a startling performance in the prom scene. The late Piper Laurie dove into the corny, frightening, and zany character of Margaret White. Although she felt the character was too over the top, Laurie's haunting portrayal adds a layer of psychological complexity to the narrative. Spacek and Laurie were tremendous in all their interactions, figuring out this complex relationship. Out of all the Carrie films, this film doesn't focus on Carrie and Margaret's relationship. Margaret is terrified of her daughter going to the prom, but who is she terrified for? My favorite moment is when Margaret runs up the stairs to see if Carrie is okay after hearing glass break. Aside from this moment, it's hard to tell if Margaret really cares about Carrie. Carrie has a notable ensemble cast. This film marked the debuts for Betty Buckley, Amy Irving, and John Travolta. More credits include Nancy Allen, William Catt, P.J. Soles, Priscilla Pointer, and an ensemble of teachers or high school students who were for Carrie or against her. Nancy Allen's vicious portrayal of Chris Hargensen is unforgettable. She was having so much fun that she actually believed herself and Travolta were the comedy relief of the film. Interactions play an enormous part of this film, like between Miss Collins and Carrie, played by Betty Buckley. Miss Collins is so supportive of Carrie, giving her the pep talk she always needed. I wish that Carrie and Sue, played by Amy Irving, interacted to get a better sense of how Sue felt about the situation. Sue is somewhat of an enigma. Brian De Palma directed a cinematically stunning film. His aesthetic is unique, developing a dreamlike, ghostly sense to the film. He heightened the tension using various visual techniques, including split-screen imagery, slow-motion sequences, and dynamic camera angles emphasizing the psychological turmoil experienced by the characters. The prom is the film's most iconic scene. It took over 2 weeks to film its entirety. Because there is so much going on, De Palma intercuts between different perspectives through split-screen techniques that effectively builds anticipation. The bullying aspect may be a trigger to some audiences. Carrie is treated horribly by her peers. Thankfully, Carrie serves as a cautionary tale, delving into the psychological trauma of bullying. Not just one adaptation exists of Carrie, but 3. In my opinion, the 1976 film is the best of the adaptations. If the prom scene isn't memorable, wait until the ending. Take a look at Carrie this upcoming Halloween season. Happy birthday to Stephen King, especially on the 50th anniversary of his publication of Carrie. We are just one review away from Shocktoberween. Before we get into the festivities, let's take a look at Speak No Evil. Like, comment, subscribe to my channel or to my Patreon. My name is Marielle, and this has been another one of my movie reviews.